Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. So right now there is a bill in Congress that would raise benefits for some people by close to $500 per month. Well, the lawmaker that created that bill is calling on Congress right now to act and vote on this bill. We'll be covering that. Plus, of course, there is something recently came out by the conservative movement by some Republicans called Project 2025. It basically goes over some of the principles that they want to try to push into law if Donald Trump wins in November and Republicans keep the majority in the House and they regain the majority in the Senate. We'll be covering an updated statement on them as well as far as Social Security and what ideas they're pushing out there. But before we go ahead and dive into the main content of today's video, if you wouldn't mind helping me out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Plus, if you would like to receive up to $200 in free stock or $200 in free cash, in a pinned comment below, I will be leaving a link to Robinhood. All you have to do is once you click on that link is just sign up for a free account and then simply link your bank account. You do not even have to make an opening deposit. At that point in time, Robinhood will be sending you one free stock worth all the way up to $200. And if you'd rather just have the cash, all you have to do is once you receive the free stock is just sell it for what it's worth and then transfer the cash value right back to your bank account. Okay, so diving right into today's video, we had a new press release come out from the Senior Citizens League last week. And it came out and showing, of course, the new COLA projection being 2.63%. But they also went over some other numbers as well, such as the increase in food prices over the past few years, which for certain categories have really, quite frankly, just been astronomical. So for example, they showed that grade A eggs for 1 dozen have gone up 86% since 2020, lettuce up 72%, white sugar up 45%, canned soft drinks up 44%, orange juice from concentrate 41%, bottled soft drinks up 39%, ground coffee up 39%, chocolate chip cookies up 38%, ham up 35%, and white bread up 35%. But all in all, the prices of groceries have really gone up quite a bit. And they also went on to say that rising grocery prices are creating food insecurity for many retirees, and that Feeding America estimates that 5.5 million Americans aged 60 and above suffered from food insecurity in 2021 in the most recent study available on the subject. And that number is likely higher today. I would definitely say so with the rising prices that we've seen. And also in the most recent 2024 senior survey, which had more than 1,550 respondents from across the entire U.S., 34% of retirees said they had visited a food pantry or applied for food stamps over the last 12 months. What's more is that 60% of respondents said that food was the fastest growing expense in their monthly budgets, which was more than double the next hardest hit expense category, which happened to be housing. So 34% of people, once again, retirees, said that they had to visit a food pantry or apply for food stamps over the last 12 months. That just shows the desperation of what a lot of people are going through right now. Their Social Security checks are not enough to keep up with the rising cost of food. So absolutely something needs to be done. And we have one lawmaker pushing for his bill in Congress to finally be voted on and hopefully passed, at least in his eyes. So he took to X to say that Social Security recipients rely on their monthly benefits to pay for life's essentials like groceries to feed their families, and whenever prices are going up like they have been, like we've just been going over, then it's going to be very difficult to pay for groceries, for daily prescriptions, gas for their cars. Both of those are also going up quite a bit. He says it's time for Congress to take action and vote to protect and enhance hashtag Social Security benefits. Once again, he has a bill in Congress called the Social Security 2100 Act. He also speaks about it right here. Let's go ahead and roll the clip.
It's not enough to protect Social Security. Congress hasn't done anything in more than 53 years. So that means whether you're in Idaho or whether you're in Connecticut, those very citizens, those 10,000 a day baby boomers who expect their Congress to take action on their behalf, need to enhance a program that provides them with the benefits. And that money goes directly into every congressional district and every congressional community. And where do the citizens spend that money? At the grocery store, at the pharmacy, at the gas station. It goes to the essential needs that Americans require. That's why Social Security is the #1 anti-poverty program for the elderly, and also the #1 anti-poverty program for children. What Congress needs to do is not talk about it, it needs to vote.
So Larson right there is saying it's time to finally put this bill on the floor and vote for it. They actually had a chance in last Congress to do it as well. They never did. Nancy Pelosi never put it on the floor, despite Nancy Pelosi being the House Speaker and Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats also having the majority in the House. They had a chance to vote and pass this bill back then, and they failed to do so. But what exactly will this bill do? It increases and expands 12 essential benefits. So starting out, it will increase benefits by 2% across the board for all Social Security beneficiaries for the first time in 52 years. So that will be an additional 2% on top of the cost of living adjustment. It also improves the cost of living adjustment, so it reflects the inflation actually experienced by seniors. It increases benefits to boost lower income seniors, so those receiving the special minimum benefit. For them, you'd be receiving finally a benefit that keeps up with the poverty line, right? Whereas right now, if you're receiving the special minimum benefit, you're actually receiving an amount lower than the poverty line. So basically, it's going to work out to right around a $500 increase for you if right now you are receiving the bare minimum special minimum benefit. Then on top of that, it also improves benefits for widows and widowers for 2-income households. It restores student benefits up to age 26 for the dependent children of disabled, deceased, or retired workers. It also increases access to benefits for children living with grandparents or other relatives. It repeals the windfall elimination provision and government pension offset that currently penalizes many public servants. Moreover, it ends the 5-month waiting period to receive disability benefits. It increases benefits by an additional 5% for the most elderly who have been receiving benefits for 15 years or more. So that's going to increase that by right around 1% per year over a 5-year time frame. Then on top of that, it also provides caregiver credits to ensure that people, parentheses, mostly women, are not penalized in retirement for taking time out of the workforce to care for children or other dependents. It also ends the disability benefit cliff, replacing it with a gradual offset for earnings. It cuts taxes for middle income beneficiaries, although he doesn't mention exactly how he would do that. It corrects an unintended flaw in how Social Security benefits are wage indexed to prevent benefits from dropping a notch if the wage index decreases. It also ensures that these benefits do not result in reduced SSI payments or a loss of eligibility for Medicaid or CHIP. And then finally, it also combines the old age and survivors insurance and the disability insurance trust funds into one fund to ensure that seamless benefit payments. So that does a lot. You might be wondering exactly how they plan to pay for all these things. Well, they mentioned right here that they're going to ensure that millionaires and billionaires pay their fair share by applying FICA to earnings above $400,000 per year, with those extra earnings counted towards benefits at a reduced rate. And then it also closes the loophole of avoiding FICA taxes and receiving a lower rate on investment income by adding an additional 12.4% net investment income only for taxpayers making over $400,000 per year. So they're basically planning to pay for all this by taxing those who earn above $400,000 per year. So again, we'll have to see if they put this bill on the floor for a vote. Given that Republicans do have the majority in the House, and right now we don't have any Republican co-sponsors with this bill, it's unlikely to happen. But again, once again, Nancy Pelosi was the House Speaker back in 2021. Democrats also had the majority in the House. They failed to put the bill on the floor for a vote. They had a couple of years to do so, and they did not do so. So you can't necessarily blame Republicans if Mike Johnson does not put this bill on the floor for a vote, because Democrats, once again, had 2 years to try to get this bill to pass. They failed to do so, and they did not even put the bill on the floor for a vote. Now, in some other news, of course, there's been a new idea kind of being pushed out there by some Republicans called Project 2025. Democrats, of course, are very much against this. They're putting out these different ideas, what it would actually do. And Project 2025 came out the other day on X and made some clarifications on some of the myths that are being put out there. So, for example, they first started out by saying that we are not affiliated with former President Trump. We are a coalition of more than 110 conservative groups advocating policy and personnel recommendations. They started out by saying that in no-fault divorce is going to be false, and complete ban on abortions without exceptions is also false, but they go on to mention some things about Social Security. So the first thing they mention is that to raise the full retirement age, that is also false. They say that raising the retirement age is nowhere advocated in Mandate for Leadership, and also cut Social Security. That's also false. They're saying that Mandate for Leadership does not advocate cutting Social Security. They also say that they are not for ending the Affordable Care Act, but instead they want to curb the abuses of the Affordable Care Act. And also raising prescription drug prices, also false. And they say that they propose to lower drug prices through competition and innovation. So just some clarifications there from Project 2025. They say they are not on board to raise the full retirement age. And they also do not want to cut Social Security benefits. But obviously, once again, something needs to be done, because if nothing is done at all by the year of 2033, if no changes are made, the trust fund is going to be completely depleted, and there's not going to be enough money coming into the trust fund to pay out 100% of the benefits. And because of that, across the board, there are going to be cuts of 17 to 26% for each person receiving Social Security benefits at that point in time. But that's all we have for today's video. I certainly hope you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you in the next video.